2. Hello everybody, welcome here to the Wrestling Roundup. I am your host, UltimateBlowup, and the following footage is just a random Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk arena brawl at Raw, because that's what happened on Monday Night Raw. So I'm not going to play this. This will be CPU's Legend Mode. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, again, 10-minute time limit, so the video don't go too long. So let's talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw had the Daniel Bryan makeover, and so Mr. McMahon came out, and so did Daniel Bryan, and they both promoted each other and stuff. And Mr. McMahon says, if you need to be a true corporate or something like that, you need to shave that beard. And that is an awesome looking attire that I made for CM Punk. So yeah. But yeah, that's his payback attire. So anyways, so then they got out Wade Barrett to do the grooming for Daniel Bryan. They surprisingly had a grooming chair ringside, or whatever they call it. A whole bunch of shaver stuff. I don't know. So right when Wade Barrett went to do it, Daniel Bryan comes in, headbutts him, throws him into the chair, starts shaving him, and it's so sad because I liked Wade Barrett with the beard. So yeah, but while they were promoting, they were saying that Daniel Bryan was saying stuff like that Daniel Bryan's a wrestler and John Cena's an entertainer, and if John Cena were to get fired tomorrow, he'd be entertaining, and if Daniel Bryan were to get fired tomorrow, he'd be wrestling. So we mentioned all these differences between him and Cena. So you know that made sense and such. But I don't really feel like they're building Daniel Bryan as a huge threat to John Cena at all. I think they're just building him as somebody who can't do it, which leads me to believe that Daniel Bryan will win at SummerSlam. Spoiler alert for next week's Wrestling Roundup, where I share my SummerSlam predictions and such. Alright. Also, I do not like the McMahons getting involved with the storyline, and that's just me. I don't know. Like this video if you don't like them getting involved. But yeah, I just don't like them, get involved, because this is your main event for WrestleMania, and if you're getting one storyline involved with another, that just goes and like a tag team match, like that's not doing anything. But if you were to legitimately build this up as two storylines at once, that's yeah. Also, Brock Lesnar came back. It was a match between CM Punk and Curtis Axel. I think CM Punk actually won, but then Brock Lesnar came, attacked Punk and such, and crap, what happened? Oh yeah, and you could see like Punk suffered a cut like right under his chin, like where your chin is, and then just right under there, like where the neck is, but where, yeah, sort of like where, yeah. I hope you know what I'm talking about. And I really think that the Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk build-up is way better than the Daniel Bryan versus John Cena build-up, just because of the McMahons getting involved. I really don't think that's good. What the frick? Apparently Brock Lesnar has just won. So let's do a rematch. Alright, let's talk main event, and I'm going over my time limit. but for one show. All right, so main event, best show. It was the best show last week, but I didn't really think it was the best show. It was good, but so the main event was Mark Henry and the Usos versus the Shield. And this is a great tag team match. This is, normally when you have 3-person tag team matches, it's just like, what do they call it? A squash matches, I think they call it, where it's just one team dominates the other. And in this tag match, we saw more stuff that we don't normally see from these guys. So that's what I enjoyed about it. So yeah, let's move on to TNA. Just like last week, horrible. Or not exactly horrible, but disappointing. I'll say that, disappointing. So, Tito Ortiz got to talk, and there were 3 Bound for Glory series matches. So one of them was Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy actually won. I think, yeah, Jeff Hardy won. And they tried hard to make this a really good match, but it didn't just go for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. The light bulb just didn't click. Yeah. So, yeah. Also, it was Magnus versus Mr. Anderson. Yeah, it was Mr. Anderson. And Bobby Roode came out, screwed over Magnus, got him disqualified, which caused them to lose 10 points. So now he's at 39 points. And I was wondering when and who would screw over Magnus just because he's at the ridiculous amount of points in the lead and stuff. So another Bound for Glory series match was Bad Influence colliding, Kazarian versus Christopher Daniels. And this ended up in a double countout. Somehow. I don't know, because I was eating Doritos upstairs. But yeah, this ended up in a double countout. But then Bobby Roode came out and said something about blah, 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 he's better, blah, blah, blah. And then they announced that the 3 of them were going to be a trio or something like that. My response immediately, there are too many groups in TNA. I mean, Aces and Eights, having 10, maybe 15 people in the Aces and Eights is bad enough. Okay, I'm exaggerating when I say 10 or 15 people. But having that many groups, I mean, the Main Event Mafia and Aces and Eights are already enough, just because they're these gigantic groups. And then you have the tag teams, Chavo and Hernandez doing stuff right now. Who else do you have? You have the Bromans, and you have James Storm and Gunner, who are the tag team champions, but they're doing absolutely nothing with them right now as tag team champions. So, yeah. Also, Tito, he got to say, all he legitimately said was, I know you have questions, and I don't know. I know you have a lot of questions, and I don't have a lot of answers. So let's make this quick. Then freaking Kurt Angle comes out, interrupts him, and says, I'm the big dog in the house. Stay away from me. Do you hear me clear? And then Tito says, loud and clear. And then Bully Ray came out and said, you better stay away from me too. And that was just it. That did absolutely nothing for Tito Ortiz. That explained no reason why he's here. And CM Punk just won. That's a bunch of crap. But seriously, like, if you're gonna build somebody up, like, at least actually do it. And here's another rematch, as I'm about to go over my time limit. But seriously, if you're gonna build somebody up as a person, let them do a promo. Don't let them be interrupted by these people who have been here for a while. So that's what I didn't enjoy. We have no idea if he's going face or heel just because it looked like he was on what's his name side. It looked like he was on Kurt Angle's side, and it looked like he had a little bit of respect for him. But in his promos for the August 1st warning, he was saying how like he's gonna take over TNA and doing all this heel stuff. So that leaves me really confused. That's why they should have just let him do his promo, because really, you know, just let him do his thing. That's all. Also, SmackDown, my opinion, best show of the week. And it's sad that I have to say this, but best show of the week comes from SmackDown. The main event was Del Rio versus Christian. This was a pretty good match, you know. It wasn't disappointing, you know. It was long and good. Good. I like long matches and I like great matches. You know, this was just a combination of both. And after the match, Christian won with a roll up, and after that, Del Rio got all mad, so we got back in the ring. Christian out of nowhere with a kill switch. Here comes Damian Sandow. Here comes Damian Sandow with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Then here's Cody Rhodes, who freaking appears. Nobody ever saw him come down the ramp. It was just, oh my god, it was just really weird how, okay, I want to cash in Money in the Bank. Hands over. There's freaking Cody Rhodes. And this guy probably runs fast or something, because this just made no sense. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, body splashed Damian Sandow, who never got to cash in. So, and it was really good. The SmackDown, you know, what do they call? Built up all the matches that needed to be built up, which was really good. I really have no idea what they're doing with Rob Van Dam or Randy Orton, just because I think Randy Orton is gonna cash in, have Money in the Bank. I mean, not Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. But I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with Rob Van Dam. You know, maybe they could set him up as a triple threat at SummerSlam, but I think that'd be not enough time to set up. So finally, best show of the week had to be SmackDown, and it's sad because all these minor shows that nobody cares about are getting the best, you know, or getting my favorites, and that makes me sad. That's just me, but it makes me sad. So anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. You know, you gotta put matches that could happen at SummerSlam. You still got to do something with the Shield. I say Mark Henry versus Ambrose and Usos versus Shield, because you know there's really not much else you could really do with the Shield and and Mark Henry and Usos, because you can't have Jey Uso and Mark Henry for the tag titles, because that would not make any sense, and you can't have Jimmy Uso versus Ambrose for the United States title. That just wouldn't make sense at all. So yeah, this was entertaining, and Brock Lesnar wins this match by KO with a belly-to-belly suplex. But yeah, this was my Wrestling Roundup. Next week, I will be back with my SummerSlam predictions. So yeah, that is all, and I will see you all later.